Hello and welcome to IBC 2012. You're watching the show's own television programme coming to you from the Rai Centre in Amsterdam. This is IBC TV News. In today's programme, IBC's bigger than ever this year. Now there's a whole 14. Plus, are we seeing the slow death of conventional TV? That's been a topic at the Leaders Summit. And we hear from the team who've cycled from Britain to be at the show. But first, as captains of industry head for IBC today, there's encouraging news in the latest report from the IABM. Although the global economy remains troubled, the broadcast sector has managed to stay out of recession, and most companies are still returning a healthy profit. Marie-Claire Carey-Jones has our first story.
When times are tough, it's more important than ever for manufacturers to press the right buttons for broadcasters. And despite the toughest times the industry has ever faced, most companies are battling through. According to the last IABM report, global sales have been increasing for nearly 2 years. They're currently up 2% on the same time last year. Meanwhile, nearly 2/3 of companies are in profit, and the trend is slowly upwards. But there are some recurring problems for manufacturers. In a survey, 1/3 of companies complained that customers didn't really know what they needed, and more than 20% said that evolving technology made it difficult to keep up.
If you're looking at the current state of results, as we've seen a fair amount of consolidation in the industry over the last couple of years, and that is probably set to continue, yes. However, a lot of product development, a lot of research going in, so a lot of innovation coming into our industry.
And that innovation should help products jump out to consumers. At the moment, there's pressure on traditional broadcasters to change. But Colin Morrison from Microsoft says that's something to get excited about.
The winners here are going to be the ones that figure out how to make sure that their content is compelling enough for consumers to want to go and find it and pay for it. And that's really going to be the key for this. All the technology that's going to enable all of that, that's coming along, it's being developed, it's being proven today in the market space. But really, there's going to be such an opportunity for people that have really, really creative, compelling material, and they're making sure that they can find their subscribers, their consumers, and getting it to them.
Mobile devices are already doing that. Customers have been spending money on them across the world, despite the downturn in the Eurozone. Smartphones and tablets have undoubtedly been a success story. Now the aim is to continue innovating to ensure the future of the broadcast industry.
Marie-Claire Carey-Jones reporting. Now, executives from around 30 of the world's biggest media companies have been sharing their thoughts on how connected TV is changing the world of broadcasting. New research by Deloitte was prepared for the Leaders Summit here at IBC. Some experts have suggested that we're seeing the death of conventional TV. But Deloitte say there's nothing to fear. Julian O'Neill reports.
Key industry players are here in number. This year, the Leaders Summit is focused on connected TV and future developments. The summit comes at a time when there are more than 50 million connected in-home devices in Western Europe, and is a timely examination of what those consumers are doing with the technology and the choice on offer. Deloitte have used the summit to unveil new research under a theme of technology's impact on the TV sector.
So even though technology is regarded as a major disruptor, when it's come to television, what it's delivered is a continuous series of digital makeovers over the last 10 years. So the television sets that we have are like nothing before. The production quality is like nothing before.
Smart TVs, games consoles and pay TV set-top boxes have all changed the business. Cisco believe the future is still a television set, but not as consumers know it.
So eventually I think we'll start to see the whole of a wall in the house actually as a video wall. And then you can start to see true interaction and having different applications running simultaneously and chatterboxing rather than it just be texting or data.
Traditional broadcasters like the BBC have moved to keep up. They say technology has been embraced for a better viewer experience.
and you see the evolution of the iPlayer around those immersive experiences. And I think we think that's the future for us online, a connected strategy between different screens and devices, telling stories more effectively.
Content should always be king, according to the head of Discovery.
At the end of the day, no matter what the technology is, that content is what brings people to TV, it's what people want to go to broadband for, it's what people want to watch on their iPad. Content is still the crux of the business, no matter what new technologies may come along.
It's a view supported by Deloitte's research for IBC. They claim programming which looks cheaply made will turn off viewers.
So that big question, is conventional broadcasting dead? Well, with me now is David Jones, the Executive Vice President of Shazam, and we all know Shazam for its music identification app. But how is Shazam now muscling in on the broadcasters?
Well, we're joining the broadcasters and the show producers to take their fantastic content and help consumers, viewers, engage with that content more, the shows, the live events, and get more information through their mobile device. 86% of folks watch television with their mobile device. 40% are looking for more information about the show or the ad that they're watching. And so we're working with advertisers, with the networks and the show producers to bring all of that content together in one place, mobile optimized in the device, so that they can press one button in Shazam. In a couple of seconds, they're in the right place with all of the content and all of the social features kind of built right in.
So you would say that you're enhancing what the broadcasters are doing, because you launched this with Super Bowl, used it at the Olympics, also using it now in scripted programs as well.
That's correct, and so yeah, it's a second screen. Mobile is the second screen. It's a great way to deliver additional content. It's arrived at scale. It's a personal device, so you're not disrupting the viewing experience with someone else in the room. You can take it with you where you go, so you can, while you're waiting for coffee or a meeting to start, you can actually engage in the content around the TV event or the show. It's great for broadcasters because when you get hooked on a show and get into the details, you're that much more likely to watch the next episode, which keeps the ratings high and the revenue dollars coming in.
Sounds absolutely fascinating. David Jones from Shazam, thank you very much indeed. You're watching IBC TV News. Coming up shortly, we hear from the producer who had to make do with just 3 cameras to cover the Olympic Games.
I think the guys did an amazing job with just 3 cameras for the opening ceremony. If we'd had a 4th, we could capture everything.
And now, with a summary of the latest news from around the broadcast industry, here's Katrina Renton.
Thanks, Rob. And first up, Hitachi has struck a deal with Gearhouse Broadcast for the UK-based company to market and sell its broadcast cameras. The deal gives Gearhouse distribution rights across much of the world. The company is a long-standing user of Sony cameras. It has offices in the US, Australia and Qatar. Harris Corporation has been chosen to renew the broadcast infrastructure in Togo. The deal includes a national network of DVB-T2 transmitters and satellite services for the West African country. iMovix has sold its X10 ultra slow motion system to TV Globo in Brazil. The systems will be used for sports coverage and special news projects. Asset management specialist TDL has announced a major sale of its Media Amigo cloud exchange platform. The buyer is Scandinavia's Nordic 3 consortium. It will enable material to be shared across the region.
Each of them have different formats internally for their video, but they'd like to be able to look and see what each other is doing, what programs they're making, and then possibly to rebroadcast those themselves.
And finally, for now, Hong Kong Post House PO Group has ordered a 4K stereo Mystica system from SGO. The facility has a turnover of 1 billion Hong Kong dollars. It will use the Mystica for 3D and high-end colour grading. And those are the main business news stories on the first day of IBC. We'll have more breaking news on every day of the show.